Let's make one last point. So let me clear this whole thing which we have drawn here, and let me talk about different. We talked about different threshold. We talked about now job which has changed. Now let's take a look at here. So early majority, we have this point. This is a bit late in early majority, and this is other companies who have just started. Okay. Now, if you think logically, the companies which were doing were early AI adopters, they will be farther than everyone else who adopted afterwards. So now here at this stage, there are two types of companies. Companies which adopted AI after it was known. So after 2017, they are in the first half of early majority. So the threshold of them is a bit lower. And there are companies who were in the early adopters. So companies like the companies who created the libraries we use in data science. So Facebook, Google, all these companies, they are in the second half of early majority. Probably even they could be so close that maybe even late majority might have started. So the companies which began early, they are in this stage. So, and the companies which started a bit late, they are in this stage. And if we take a look at threshold in the companies here is a bit lower. Threshold here is this. Threshold in second half is a bit higher. So we can divide the companies at every stage. So when we go at late majority, not everyone is going to be in late majority. Companies like Google and Facebook, they will be, by the time everyone else knows, the companies like Google, Facebook, they'll be in late majority where the threshold would have increased. Those who are in the early majority, they will have come to second half of early majority, and like late majority, they will start from here. So this is how time passes, when as and when technology is adopted, new companies come which start from here, and they begin their journey. So this is how the technology adoption curve actually can enable you to understand companies. You see, adoption of the AI is happening in companies, and if you are actually targeting your job, it is really great thing if you can research where that company is. Big companies which have done AI for long, they are already towards this part. So your profile needs to be a lot stronger. If you are in companies who are new or compared to those companies, your profile stands much higher chance. If you are attempting only those companies which are towards the late majority, who are more mature in the adoption, your profile will not get as much as attention as you think it might. And if you think that, oh, I'm not getting hired, the mistake could be two things. Either your knowledge is not good enough. So one problem could be that your knowledge is not good enough, or you are overreaching. So you have to know what mistake you are making, because if you know what your mistake you are making, you can simply correct it. If your knowledge is not enough, you simply learn more. If you are overreaching with the same knowledge, by simply adjusting where you apply, you will get hired. So knowing this thing is extremely important, and it will help you actually build a career. You see, building a career starts with getting a foot in the door, and slowly. So as and when you become mature as a data scientist, you will slowly move from companies which are less mature in data science to more mature. So your progression of the companies will progress at the same speed as your knowledge is progressing. So knowing this thing will help you make a much better intelligent choice.